The ESPN situation involving Molly Qerim is starting to look a lot more complicated when you go back and connect everything that was said months ago. About 7 months back, a woman claiming to be Stephen A. Smith's ex-girlfriend came forward and made some serious allegations about what was happening behind the scenes. She claimed Molly Qerim and Stephen A. Smith had fallen out, while also saying Molly was dealing with issues at ESPN and was allegedly considering pressing charges against Stephen A. Smith. At the time, there was a lot being revealed, but now we're looking at it 7 months later with Molly Qerim no longer at ESPN. And if you've been watching the show, you could see that the relationship between Molly and Stephen A. had started looking increasingly uncomfortable. Like Marcellus Wiley would say, it almost seemed like they were spending half their time breaking up. Their interactions just felt strange, and it definitely gave the impression that something was happening between them behind the scenes. Then, ESPN appeared to address the rumors in its own way, pointing toward the person they ultimately went with. That became even more noticeable after the news broke that Molly Qerim had abruptly left ESPN. Stephen A. Smith was the one who put it out there that way, and it came across like he was throwing Molly under the bus.
Miss Molly Qerim, longtime host for ESPN's First Take, my day job, where she has been the last 10 years. Last night, she abruptly resigned as the host of the show.
ESPN's response became a part of the conversation too, especially because of when the announcement came out. Not long after the Molly Qerim news, ESPN announced a major contract extension for Malika Andrews, and people immediately started connecting the timing. The reaction was basically, wait a minute, so is this who ESPN chose instead of Molly Qerim? That made the whole situation even more interesting because Malika Andrews was now getting a significant extension right after Molly Qerim's departure. So I'm curious what you guys think about ESPN giving Malika Andrews that big contract extension. And before we move on, I want to take you back to the video from 7 months ago when Stephen A. Smith's alleged ex-girlfriend came forward with claims involving Molly Qerim, Stephen A. Smith, ESPN, and everything she was saying was happening behind the scenes. Let's go back and revisit what she said at the time.
Molly girl, hey, you thought I forgot about you? Oh, I didn't. I just had things to do. Let me put my glasses on because class is in session.
ESPN drama is popping up again, and this time, Molly Qerim is right in the middle of it. Stephen A. Smith's alleged ex-girlfriend is back online making claims about Molly Qerim and saying she has receipts that allegedly show Molly was trying to hurt Stephen A. Smith's career behind the scenes. Those allegations are now being brought back into the conversation as people look at the tension that has been visible between Molly and Stephen A. We've seen plenty of moments on ESPN's First Take where the two appeared to check each other live on air, and now those interactions are being viewed through a completely different lens. So the question is whether the behind-the-scenes claims being made online have anything to do with why their relationship appeared to become so strained.
What we're saying is you guys were right. That's what we're saying. You
No,
were right.
Molly, you did not say that, Molly. No,
saying
no,
it.
no.
That is what you said.
You
That
did
is
not.
what you
That's
said.
not what you said, Molly.
What are you guys
That is not what you
talking?
said.
I literally just
no,
brought it up.
you were talking about saying, but we.
Everyone
No,
right.
Molly.
So
we
you were
saying
ahead
that-
of the curve.
You're not listening, Molly. You're not listening. I'm talking about your point, Molly. Your point.
And I'm
Your
explaining
point was,
it to you.
At the end of the day, we were making the point. Do you want to promote the league or not?
The claims being made here are getting pretty serious because Stephen A. Smith's alleged ex has continued posting videos and what she describes as receipts involving Molly Qerim. She's alleging that Molly Qerim was trying to damage Stephen A. Smith's career and was also behind some of the information that ended up leaking from First Take. We've previously seen reports about people at the First Take studios being unhappy with how close Stephen A. Smith and Shannon Sharpe had become. There were also concerns surrounding Stephen A. Smith's contract negotiations, with people reportedly worried about their own jobs being affected or eliminated. Now these allegations about Molly are being brought into that same conversation, with Stephen A.'s alleged ex claiming Molly was connected to some of what was happening behind the scenes.
So let's hear the clip where she puts Molly on blast, and then I'll come back with some more commentary afterward. If you're watching, make sure you hit the thumbs up and like the video. And if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe.
Hey y'all, you ready for a little story time? You know that kid in school who's always like really quiet? And there's a bully that keeps on picking on him until everybody finally finds out that that kid got them hands? I'm that kid that got them hands. So let's have a little story time about Molly on First Take. See, Molly came at me last night for the I don't know how many times from a fake account. And she was making fun of me. But she didn't know that I know who she is. And so I told her, like Stephen told her, to stop calling him SA. But she wouldn't listen. And I told her not to do it again or I was going to air her out. And so she decided to get on First Take today to do it. So let me tell you a little bit about Molly and why she calls Stephen SA. Molly actually falsely accused Stephen of sexual harassment. This was after he rejected her advances because I guess she thought that he didn't really love me. Anyway, so let's go back about Molly. See, Molly was the one who actually planted the story about her and Stephen having an affair. When Stephen wanted to address it, his bosses told him not to. Molly blamed that on Jalen, her ex-husband. But it was really Molly. Molly was jealous because, see, Jalen told Molly not to move to Connecticut, but she didn't listen. And then she got mad at the results. So then she decided to go after Stephen A. after she saw him coming up even more. Well, baby, she didn't know that Stephen A. is all about Nikita. So anyway, she plants this story and she thought it was going to faze me, but it didn't, because the one thing I know about my man, he likes all the assets and she ain't got none. Anyway, so she let it play out. And so when it didn't come, I told Stephen at that moment, I said, you should nip this in the bud because she is going to claim you harassed her. And he said, no, my bosses told me not to. And there's another story about those bosses that actually are trying to sabotage Stephen A. at ESPN, but I'll talk about that later. So today, Molly was the one who did it. She planted the story. She falsely accused Stephen. And apparently she didn't think I was about this life, but baby, I'm about this life. See, Stephen should have told you, not only am I a banking expert, I'm an IT expert. And on top of that, I was the EEO director at the FDIC. Now, you better come again before you come correct, before you come at me. Because I'd rather be growing my baby. But baby, I'll stop and take care of you. Molly girl, hey, you thought I forgot about you? Oh, I didn't. I just had things to do. Let me put my glasses on because class is in session. You see, when people don't think water is wet, you got to take them to the ocean. So let's have part 2 about Molly. See, the reason that Molly decided to go and make these false accusations against Stephen A. is simply because she wanted money. Molly is in contract negotiations and she only makes $400,000 a year. And I said only because me, somebody y'all don't even know, I made that in the federal government. But anyway, Molly wants to make Stephen A. money when she doesn't have Stephen A. talent. And so you can't do that. See, Molly is dry. She lacks really any talent and personality to be on television. You haven't seen her across multiple platforms because nobody wants her. She doesn't resonate with an audience. That's simply it. So if you want Stephen A. money, you need to have Stephen A. talent. Okay? Second thing is, Molly had help with Norby because Norby is that type of manager. You know, that manager who hates to see you succeed more than them and to make more money more than them. He's that person. And so they found a way that they thought they could hold Stephen A. down. That's what's happened. So, since Norby has been hating for a long time on talent that makes more than him, he's going to reap what he sows. So let me tell you what's going to happen with Molly and ESPN because of Norby. Molly will not be working on First Take next season. As a matter of fact, she won't be working at ESPN. Molly is going to get sick again. Her illness is going to come back, and it's going to stay. Further, ESPN profits and ratings will continue to decline until Norby Williams is moved out of that organization. Norby is a cancer, and what God will not tolerate is people being hurt by bad managers. That is what's going to happen. And if ESPN doesn't remove Norby, what's further going to happen is ESPN will fail to exist in the future. And Fox will take over as the nation's leader and as it relates to sports. Now, let me know if you're still feeling froggy and you want some more of these facts. You better ask somebody about me, because this is so y'all make sure y'all record it so when it happens, that you know you can't play with me.
A lot of First Take viewers have already been critical of Molly Qerim for a while, so these latest claims are probably going to get plenty of attention from that audience. And when you look back at the history between Molly and Stephen A. Smith, there has definitely been visible tension between them on the show. We've seen them go back and forth and take shots at each other multiple times, including around the time Stephen A.'s contract negotiations became public. Molly even made comments on air that some people interpreted as shade towards Stephen A., including saying she wished she had more control, wished she was as rich as him, and joking that she couldn't even go to the bathroom without Stephen A. knowing. I covered those moments before, and some people thought I was reaching, but to me, those little comments stood out when you put everything together. Now there are tweets circulating alongside these allegations, and people are going to have their own opinions about whether any of this actually connects. I'm not saying the claims prove anything, but given the tension we've already seen between Molly Qerim and Stephen A. Smith, it's understandable why people are paying attention. So let me know what you guys think about everything being said today. If you made it this far, hit that like button because it really helps support the channel, and don't forget to subscribe.